Chapter 2. The False Self. If you could relate to all or most of the signs listed in the previous chapter, then I can guarantee that you are an empath. However, what I cannot guarantee is your feeling or reaction toward it. Are you surprised? Are you sad? Or are you feeling indifferent? Or maybe happy? If you are one of those few gifted empaths who are born with an indestructible optimism that does not get broken despite absorbing an overwhelming amount of raw emotions, then most probably you are happy about being an empath. If you are not, though, there is nothing to worry. I, together with a lot of empaths out there, have been there. There may be moments in your life when you think you are better off without these excessively sensitive emotional senses. Or worse, you carry these thoughts every day. You are not the only one. I mean, as an empath, who doesn't get worried about having a tendency to destroy his own day just because of the mere fact that he is sensitive? Being able to empathize with everyone's feelings is just sometimes too much to handle. Plus, you are often misunderstood for it. Sadly, other people can't seem to find time to understand empaths like us. So they judge us, bully us, or ignore our feelings instead. And this often leads to an empath creating an entity whom everyone likes, but nobody truly knows about. The false self. The idea of false self. A handsome, dashing guy with a perfect, pleasing personality who walks along the corridor feeling cool and confident, while the girls in his school are dying just to get his number. With his spotless academic record of straight A's and his pro baseball and basketball skills, he inspires almost anybody. There is only one problem about him, though. He's not real. But I once wanted to be him. I created him because I loved the idea of being able to stand out, the feeling of superiority and invulnerability, the comfort of happiness because you know people are not randomly judging you on a daily basis. I tried to be him, but unfortunately, I could never be him. He was my false self. Or maybe yours too. According to the American physician and psychotherapist Alexander Lowen, your false self is the version of yourself that you present to the world. It is what rests on the surface and is the opposite of what is inside. What is inside is your true self, which you hide as you deem it weak and unwanted. The idea was originated and introduced by the psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott. Defensive facade was Winnicott's perception to the false self, and he said that people who project false selves could end up feeling empty and lifeless inside. What triggers the creation of false self? 1. Society. This is where empaths meet other people. The kindness of empaths is often mistaken as weakness and susceptibility. Other people tend to judge and belittle them. Some people perceive empaths to be annoyingly thoughtful and reserved. They want to make people like empaths level themselves down to what is normal. Being outnumbered, most of the empaths choose to just change themselves instead of trying to prove their uniqueness. Thus, they try to blend in and, worse, lose their true selves in the process. 2. Standards. The norms of the society, though not always right, always dominate the odds. The society has been caging its people with its exacting standards ever since the beginning of time. Empaths find it hard to cope with a society that is primarily concerned with the loud, dominant and open personalities. Since these characteristics are what comprise the majority of society, they are often considered as the normal traits. There are also cases where empaths start to develop their fake selves as early as childhood. It can start with the standards of their own family in their own home. Parenting plays a vital role in the development of an empathic child's perception of what he will be in the future. If parents keep on forcing their child to perform well in school or to be good at a certain talent or subject, chances are the child will grow believing that he must be someone whom his parents want him to be. There is nothing wrong with guiding a child to be great at things that will help him in the future. But parents should not forget that what the child has is his own life and not an extension of theirs. 3. Self-doubt. Just because you do not physically participate much in the society, or you grew up in a liberal family, does not mean you are safe from suppression. The creation of false self is ultimately dependent upon you, yourself. Since you are an empath, it is likely that you regard your decisions in life based on how you think others may feel about them. Your own idea about yourself is of paramount importance when it comes to your decisions in life. If you are confident enough, you are not easily influenced by the energies that subconsciously enter you. On the other hand, if you are in doubt of your own capabilities, you are more likely to develop a different persona to appear perfect and invulnerable at the cost of your true self. As an empath, your potential capability of creating another person in you serves either as a defense mechanism against the society and its standards, or as a permanent escape, to be able to completely erase the idea of your seemingly weak, true self. It is vital that as early as this point, you are already aware whether you are pretending to be someone else or not. Let me ask you, are you you? Before we proceed to the next chapter, answer the question as honest as possible. Trust me, the last person you would want to lie to is yourself.